Is it really considered embarrassing to not be able to change a tire for a guy? As a woman, I think men like to create stupid metrics by which to measure each other. That said, it used to be that women were supposed to be helpless damsels in distress. I think everyone who drives should learn how to change a tire and jump a battery. My father taught me these things, as well as how to drive. I don't think you need to be embarrassed that you don't know this. I don't mean to be personal, but I do think that whoever taught you to drive should have taught you this as well, so they did you a disservice. I wasn't bothered by it. Never had need to change a tire until I was almost 30. Once the situation arose, I figured it out. It's embarrassing for any car owner to not be able to do the basics. It's pretty ridiculous to spend thousands of dollars on a machine you don't plan to maintain. Flats and blowouts happen, and can happen anywhere. Imagine being on a road trip and you're in the middle of nowhere 2 hours from anyone else and no cell phone service. You can't call for help. 15-20 minutes and you could be back on the road to safety, or you could be stranded on the side of a road in the middle of nowhere. I'm 43 and just did it for the first time a few weeks ago. It's just not difficult. That's the thing. It's not even a matter of knowing how as if there's some special knowledge or technique to it, because there's not. It's more of just the willingness to try and to do. When someone refuses to even consider attempting something like that, I tend to lose respect for them. It isn't about gender. If you drive, you should know how to do basic maintenance. It's detrimental to drive without knowing how to check the fluids, change a tire, have a good sense of how vehicles operate so that you can catch problems early. Yes, there is roadside assistance, but it doesn't exist everywhere. Or maybe you forgot your wallet, etc. It is a safety issue. As far as men looking down on other men who don't know those things, they forget that the generation before them said all kinds of things about them when they were young. It's the way of the world. As we advance, things change and skills are lost when they are needed as often or at all. Don't worry about those who choose to forget that. I can do it, but after stand PTSD a jack stand gave out when I was under my car. I am really afraid to work on automobiles now, even if the risk of harming myself is small. Elmo. It's embarrassing for anyone not to be able to change a tire. It's okay to not know how, but it's an important skill to learn. I don't judge you for not knowing though. No, I know how to do it because I once worked at vulcanization to make extra money and owned a car for a few years. But once I moved to the capital, I got rid of the car and used a taxi. I also rent cars with drivers if I need to go somewhere a taxi can't go. Even when I owned a car, I could only change tires and do basic maintenance. For everything else, I paid people to do it. You have to realize that some people care a lot about the car. They treat it as a status symbol, and working on it is basically their hobby. In the same way, some people work around the house when they take vacation days, building something, maintaining, doing whatever they want to do. But to me, that is software development. I love writing software. I also like gaming. And I do other things like dancing and archery because I can't have all my time spent in front of a computer. So if you care about cars, then learn what you want about cars. And if you don't think about it. It does not matter. Well, I've owned cars for 20 years and never had to change a tire before. I mean, I remember the basics my dad taught me, I think. But I'm pretty sure if I ever need to do it, given the most likely stressful circumstances it's going to be an embarrassing shit show, and I'd prefer somebody else to do it. That said, I probably only need to do it once, and then it'll be like, oh okay, cool. Honestly, everyone should know how to change a tire. If you own a car, you should be able to do basic maintenance, top up liquids, change wiper blades, change a tire, etc. It should be embarrassing for anyone who drives a car. I don't think that's embarrassing. Not knowing how to pull your phone and look up instructions for this easy task on internet in 2024 is extremely embarrassing, though. If it is a lack of knowledge, then yes. If he lacks the physical ability, then no. Learn. It takes a little bit of effort, and you'll feel really good about yourself. And I don't say this because you're a guy, I just say it because it's a thing to know as a human. I don't have a car, and even then I can change a tire. It's not about manliness, but about being handy. No. I am a woman and I used to do it when I was a poor student. It's not much of a skill or knowledge at all, just elbow grease work. I'm sure my husband has never done it in his life, but also sure if he suddenly needs to, he can do it as long as he can access basic tools and internet. It's embarrassing to not be able to change a tire for a girl. If you can't, it's because you want. My dad spent a long time teaching me how to change a tire. Now I drive a car that doesn't have a compartment for a spare, so I have to call for a tow truck anyway. I'm betting AAA helped with new car design. Lol.